Hey, what's up everybody? I'm Waller's Wallet, and when it comes to investing your money or paying off debt, the question I see a lot is, which one better? Should you pay off debt or invest your money? Now there are benefits to each of these, so in this video, we're gonna take a look at which one of these you should be doing. Now, if you want a simple way to help out the channel, consider hitting that thumbs up button. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn that bell notification on as well so you don't miss out on future videos. Now, I actually don't think there's a wrong answer here, and it's really going to depend on your personal preference and your tolerance to how much debt you're willing to hold or take on. And for some people, they want no debt, and others are fine with it as long as their money is making more money and that money is making more money as well. So this is completely a personal preference. And I will let you know how I approach debt towards the end of this video as well. Now, when I'm talking debt, I'm talking student loans, a mortgage, even a car loan. This does not include things like credit card debt where the interest rates are so high. And if you're someone with credit card debt, getting that paid off is going to be very, very important because those fees and interest rates are crazy high and don't help you at all. And really, before we even get in the discussion of investing your money or not, it's really important that you have an emergency fund for yourself, because this is going to help you in case of, well, an emergency, and we never expect emergencies to happen, right? But being better prepared for an emergency, that'll help reduce your stress and anxiety if that ever happens to you. And the amount of money in this account varies depending on where you look. Some will say 3 months and others will say a year. I personally think having an emergency fund between 6 to 12 months is ideal, since you just never know how long you need to dip into that account. And this money should be put aside and only used for an emergency. Now, if you cannot afford to get 6 to 12 months in an emergency fund, really try to get 3 months, since that will help you immensely. And some people will actually use bank account bonuses to help them achieve this amount. So be sure to check out Doctor of Credit for a great list of banking bonuses and the requirements for those bonuses. And this could actually net you thousands of dollars a year and could be a great jumpstart to get your emergency fund started or increase it. Now, the case for investing your money over paying off debt is that your interest rates are low enough that you stand a better chance to make more money by investing it, and paying off debt could actually cost yourself money. For example, if you had a 30-year mortgage where your rate was, let's say 3%, you could pay more towards your mortgage and pay it off faster. Or you could put that extra money into the market, let's say into a total market fund like VTI, for example. Because over the last year, VTI has increased about 10%. So you would be up about 7% here, which is great because your money has grown and it'll be helpful for you later on. Plus, if you reinvest those dividends on these accounts that pay them, over time you'll make more money as well. Because the longer you leave your money in the market, the more time it has to grow and the more money you're going to make in the long term. And really, investing is great because having your money work for you is a great way to build wealth. And there are multiple ways to invest. This can be through your company's 401k, an IRA, an HSA, or even just putting money into the market on your own through places like Charles Schwab, Merrill Edge, or even Webull, for example. And there are plenty of employers that offer a match to your retirement when you contribute to your 401k, for example. So if you can afford to at least put in enough for the full match from your company, this is great since you'll benefit from this in the long run. So by not paying off your debt early and choosing to invest your money, it gives your money the opportunity to grow and overall increases your wealth. And many people do decide to go this route because there's a lot of opportunity to make money when you invest your money in the stock market. And by using multiple avenues to invest your money, it only makes your portfolio stronger. So while this sounds great, then why do some people choose to pay off debt faster then, especially if the math is telling you to invest your money? And really, I think this boils down to some people just don't want or feel comfortable with debt or high amounts of debt, regardless if it's good debt or not. Because there is a psychological and emotional component to debt. It can make you feel more anxious or even make people feel depressed depending on how much in loans they have. And it can even impair your decision-making process. But more importantly, paying off your debt can give you a sense of financial freedom that you don't have when you're paying debt or when you're slowly paying it off or just have it in general. and that can really take some of the weight off your shoulders. And what I mean here is when you pay off your debt, you don't owe the banks or companies money, and that money is your money. And if you don't have those larger bills that you were required to pay, then you may not have to be stuck in that job you're not unhappy with, or it might let you take an opportunity that you would love to take, but the pay is less to where you couldn't afford to take it otherwise. Or you could even put more money into investments, or maybe take time off and do something else that you really want to do. Since you don't owe anyone money, nobody really owns you at this point, so you have far less to worry about. And when you do pay off your debt, the amount of money you need to sustain should theoretically decrease since those larger expenses are now gone. And while the numbers could say investing is the better option, the emotional side and that sense of freedom could be a larger factor here in paying off debt. Now, when it comes to debt and how I handle it, I'm more on the side I would prefer to have no debt because I want that freedom. I never wanted to be forced to go to a job I hated or felt unappreciated at because I needed to stay there in order to make X amount of dollars to pay those larger debts. And when it comes to working, I've always felt everyone's expendable. It doesn't matter your education level, the degree you hold, or really what you do for that company. And who's to say I didn't lose my job and now have the added stress of finding a new job to make sure those bills were paid? Plus, the pharmacy profession, it's quite saturated, which isn't a good thing if you're looking for a job. I mean, paying off our student loans has allowed me to stay at home with our kids and lets me work on growing this YouTube channel, which is steadily growing as well, both of which I may not have been able to do if we decided to let our student loans go at a normal pace and just have that payment month to month. And even with our mortgage, we plan to have it paid off by the time we're 35, maybe 36, which is just a few years away for us. And at that point, this offers us far more freedom since we may just be left with only a little car payment. But the rate on our auto loan is so low that I'm actually not too concerned about that one. But this could even allow us to have my wife go part-time and have more time together as a family. And I remember seeing an article, maybe it was a video, a while back that talked about viewing money as time, and that's something that's actually really stuck with me. Because money is something you can always make, and time is something you can't get back. For example, if you're making $25 an hour and have a $375 monthly car payment, instead of looking at it as a $375 car payment, look at that car cost as 15 hours of your life to pay for it. And when I think of things like that, I want my time to be for me and my family, and that means having less debt. Now, we are investing as well, but not nearly as much as we could be because we're putting more money into paying off our mortgage than we are putting into the stock market. And has that cost me money in the big picture? Yeah, it probably has cost me quite a bit. But I'm okay with that because I remember the stress of laying in bed at night thinking of my student loan payments and how I was going to pay them back and how overwhelming that felt, even though I was making pretty good money as a pharmacist. And not having those stressors in my life is far worth the money I may have lost out by not investing. And since we've contributed to our 401ks for years and will have more money to throw at the stock market in just a couple of years, we are on track to be more than set for our retirement. But by reducing our debts now, it'll allow us more freedom, and that's something we do prioritize. Now, if you're someone not as worried about taking on debt, then putting your money in the stock market to grow is a great option since it'll give you more time in the market and your money should grow just fine over time. But if you want that sense of freedom or just don't like debt, paying it off faster could be the right move for you, even if it means foregoing extra money in the market. But as I said earlier, it really just comes down to your preference, and really there's no wrong answer here as long as you're happy and you're hitting your goals. So tell me, do you prefer to pay off your debts or invest your money? Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in this video. If you want to help support the channel, take a look at the links down in the description below. And if you know somebody that could benefit from this video, feel free to share it with them. And until next time, safe travel and take care.